I must have been around the age of 15 when my grandfather took me out in his small boat to go night fishing. We took to the sea around 5 p.m. and had hoped to have a successful night. The water was calm and the air was slightly warm. Usually that means it would rain, but the sky was fair and mostly clear. After sunset, we could see the stars and the moon. We were not too far from the coast, maybe 3 or 4 miles away, when we reached the place my grandfather knew was a great spot, and we cast our lines. It was a quiet night, and we didn't talk much. We were in the open sea, but above a section where the sea floor bed rose closer to the water's surface, where my grandfather knew the fish liked to gather. We had been fishing for a good 4 hours and had caught a fair amount of fish. By accident, the current had made us drift, and we discovered that we had been carried quite far from the coast. Grandfather tried to start the engine, but it wouldn't catch. He tried again and again, but nothing happened. Fortunately, the sea continued to be calm. In those days, we were not equipped for safety as we are today. No radio, no cell phones, or life jackets. And with the boat not starting, we ended up drifting for another hour. Of course, we had stopped fishing and were trying to figure out what to do and what would happen. All kinds of dark thoughts got a hold of me, and I imagined myself dying of thirst on the boat in the middle of the sea, or being rocked by a wave, tumbling out and drowning in these dark waters full of scary creatures. When suddenly, strangely, we started to hear music. It sounded like music from the 1940s. We looked around and there were no other boats, nothing that could have been a source for the sound, just empty night and dark water. The coast was now quite far away, maybe 7 or 8 miles, and it would have been impossible for music from the coast to be able to reach us. The atmosphere was eerie. Then the sounds grew louder, with the sound of people talking. We tried to look for a ship, but there was nothing to be found. There was no mist, and the sky was fair. We should have seen it. We were even under the light of a quarter moon, which was now high in the sky. We started to panic. Now, try to imagine what it's like to feel lost on the sea at night, plus starting to hear spooky things. The cocktail sound became closer, and there was still nothing around us. Grandfather was frantically trying to start the engine again. The music stopped, and now we could hear whispers all around us. My grandfather and I exchanged glances, not sure what to say to each other. I felt as if I was becoming feverish from fright. I got a hold of the cable of the engine and pulled as hard as I could to start it. The engine started and Grandfather pushed me aside and grabbed the throttle. We shot straight to the coast as quickly as we dared in the dark night. Eventually we made it after almost an hour. The whispers had stayed behind. We were so scared when we reached the beach that we forgot all our gear in the boat, leaving it behind as we hurried for home. Eventually, we asked around to discover there were no known shipwrecks in the area, and no other fishermen had experienced what we had. Some say they have encountered strange animals, and others think that they saw ghosts floating above the water, but not in the same area, and nothing at all like what we had experienced that night.